Welcome to Automate, day number 4. We're here at the Nachi booth with Bobby, who's going to show us some of Nachi's new collaborative robots that kind of have a pretty impressive feature to go along with them.
Absolutely. So what we're showcasing today is our new collaborative series. Things that we're doing with it is we're able to achieve higher speeds, 2,500 millimeters a second, where most collaboratives are working at 250 millimeters a second. And for safety, but we have embedded in the base to allow us to achieve these faster speeds. Of course, anything above the shoulders, we slow it down to the 250 millimeters per second. But when it's into the chest level, lower extremities, 1,000 millimeters and 2,500 millimeters, where the sensors will protect anybody getting harmed, but also will achieve higher cycle rates that is needed out there in production and material handling. We see a lot of accounts out there that would really like to have a collaborative robot, but because it doesn't really lend itself because of the speeds that they need.
Yeah.
Well, now we can give them that because they may be in tight quarters with they can't allow fencing or anything around it. This gives them that option now to be able to have tight quarters and have safety as well.
Yeah, I mean, like that's one of the biggest downfalls of collaborative robots. It's two things: speed and payload.
Yes.
That's the number two things that make collaborative robots not a good fit for a lot of solutions. And so the fact that you guys are able to accomplish a 2,500 millimeters per second cycle time, that's pretty remarkable. I'm not sure if it's the only one in the market, but it's very few.
Yeah, we're one of Nachi's typically one of the leading edge of technology when it comes to new product. And then unfortunately we see a lot of people pick up on what we have shown and then they copy it and go from there. So it's we've been a front runner in many instances across this industry for many years. So
now, as far as the setting these robots up to reach or meet the safety requirement, where at like head height, I assume there's like some type of setup that needs to be done on the robot side.
Yeah, we would always do a risk assessment when it comes into a project with a customer, and the first thing is, because there's many things to look at collaborative. You can't be swinging knives and sharp tools, so that's the first thing we ask, okay, what are you going to be doing? And then at that point, we look and see where's it going to be set up. So it's to make sure the safety for everyone that's involved, but not also just go, here's a robot and go do what you're going to do, because we don't want to see anybody get harmed in any way. So we really do our due diligence to make sure that we're covering our bases for the customer.
And so for the Nachi collaborative robots, are you guys utilizing the same teach pendant on your traditional robots?
Absolutely. So
okay.
No matter if you're running we have one of our 6-axis industrial robots, you switch over to collaborative. It still programs the same, it still has the same user friendliness of it. All the same features there are the same features here.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's another big thing when it comes to like collaborative. Some of the collaborative robot makers in the space, sometimes the programming is too simple. So I come from a programming background, and I have this like very simple programming language to program with, but I'm like, I want to do this thing, and like the only way I can do this thing is by doing a bunch of weird programming to make it happen.
Sure. Because
they took away all my advanced programming tools.
Right.
So like for those people who are like programmers and they are used to operating a traditional teach pendant, like it's an absolute must to be able to have that traditional style teach pendant to be able to program. And
exactly, and that's why across our entire product line we keep it that way. And then we also have an offline programming software that mimics identical to the pendant you have in your hand. So our customer is able to can sit at their desktop or laptop, program, come out and download it in. And again, it doesn't matter. The biggest thing with the collaborative is it has the safety features already built into it, and where our industrial robots, we can add those options, but you're not going to notice in the programming side of it, So it's just, you have the features, like I said, you can speed it up, slow it down. We can put sensitivity levels on it as far as, where and when it's at these points and that type of thing.
What's the name of that software for the program?
It's FdOnDesk is our offline programming software.
FdOnDesk, okay.
FdOnDesk, yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, and one other thing to go back to the collaborative robots, one of the things that gives them the ability to perform the speeds that they can perform at is their base and the sensory components they have in the base. You can kind of just tell like the housing for this area is a little bit larger, so that gives you the ability to fit all the components that they need to be able to operate at that speed and still operate safely. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.